single social media post, or even one skipped class. For foreign students in the United States, the rules just got razor sharp. The Trump administration has drawn a hard red line. One wrong move and you could be packing your bags and heading home. With over 1 million international students in the United States, including hundreds of thousands from India and China, the stakes have never been higher. Here's more.
The message from Washington is blunt: zero tolerance. The Trump administration has slammed the brakes on new student visa interviews worldwide, signaling a sweeping crackdown on foreign students. The new rules are clear, and the consequences are severe deportation, visa revocation, and a permanent black mark on record. The suspension of visa processing came as Harvard students protested after the government said it intended to cancel all remaining financial contracts. Harvard students are calling the move an attack by President Trump on the prestigious institution.
I'm graduating this week, and so I think, well, not only this is my last week as a Harvard student, but it's a very important week as all my international friends and peers and professors and researchers are at risk and being threatened of, being deported.
Freedom of speech and due process, these are the foundations of the American system. These are the foundations of a free society. But Donald Trump is attacking these freedoms because they get in the way of his authoritarian takeover. This is what authoritarians do.
The U.S. government plans to ramp up vetting of the social media profiles of international applicants to U.S. universities. There are 4 major criteria. Skipping classes or having poor attendance could cause deportation. Dropout or change of program without notifying the school can lead to cancellation of visa. Overstay on visa or taking up unauthorized work can affect the visa of the student. Also, most importantly, post anything questionable on social media could cancel the visa.
So every sovereign country has a right to know who's trying to come in, why they want to come in, who they are, what they've been doing, and at least hopefully within that framework, determine what they will be doing while they're here. So that's nothing new.
Over 1 million international students study in the U.S., with India leading at 331,602, followed by China at 2,77,398, and Europe, 90,600 students. These students inject nearly $50 billion into the U.S. economy each year. But the new advisory means even the best and brightest aren't immune. Beijing urged Washington to safeguard the legitimate rights and interests of international students, including those from China. The sweeping U.S. measures have resulted in foreign governments moving to snap up affected students, with Japan and Hong Kong urging local universities to take in more international applicants. The evolving landscape necessitates heightened awareness and compliance from international students. In this new era, digital footprints are as consequential as academic transcripts.
Joining us live is Richard William Painter, American lawyer and professor at University of Minnesota Law School. Professor Painter, welcome to WION, and thank you so much for joining us. President Trump and Secretary of State Marco Rubio say that all of this is about national security and maintaining legal status. But the question many are asking is whether or not this move is constitutional or not. I should add for our viewers that you also served during President Bush's tenure in the White House. How do you see all of these issues developing, notably when it comes to the issue of immigration?
Well, certainly after the 9/11 attacks, we were very concerned about national security and potential terrorist cells inside the United States. The 9/11 terrorists had trained themselves in flying airplanes inside the United States. But we never thought that the students were a threat. And indeed, since 9/11, there's been very, very little actual terrorist activity, the activity dangerous to our national security in the student population in American universities. There is a risk of espionage in the very, very few cases. But students who are engaged in espionage certainly aren't going to be the students who are posting on social media content that's going to draw attention to themselves. So what's going on here with the Trump administration is very difficult to square with legitimate national security concerns when they don't have a focus on the espionage risk or the theft of intellectual property risk. I mean, those are genuine risks we do need to address in our universities. But looking for social media content that expresses opinions about foreign conflicts, and we've got conflicts all over the world that students are going to have opinions on, but that doesn't do anything to enhance American national security. Which side of the conflict between India and Pakistan a student takes on social media, or in the Middle East, or Russia, Ukraine, and we have conflicts all over the world. And yet students come to the United States to study with students often whose countries are on the other side of some of those conflicts. And I think that's a very important part of our universities and our role we can play of trying to bring people together to share ideas and hopefully work toward world peace. But I don't see what the Trump administration is doing is helping at all.
And are these moves ultimately constitutional, notably when it comes to canceling these visa requirements and appointments? And do you think it opens the door to more legal challenges from universities and even foreign governments?
Most of this appears to be unconstitutional. If an applicant for a visa is on social media or anywhere else, clearly supporting terrorist activity and suggesting that they, in the United States, would come here to support, engage in terrorist activity, that would be a concern. But that's not what a lot of this is about. This is about students who go on social media and take one side or another in the Middle East conflict or in another conflict around the world, or who criticize President Donald Trump even. That may itself disqualify someone from a visa. And that is unconstitutional for the United States government to penalize immigrants for expression of their views, so long as there's no real danger. And that's what I'm concerned with here, that the Trump administration has not identified any real danger from any of these immigrant students who are being shut out as a result of these executive orders.
Interesting to see how all of this pans out. Professor Painter, I appreciate your company and your analysis. I look forward to speaking to you again soon.
Thank you very much for having me.